Welcome to World Heritage listed Gari, the biggest sand island on Earth. We've got the rods packed, the esky filled, and the four-wheel drive fully loaded. The mission? To bring you our guide to fishing, camping, and being dingo safe on one of Australia's most iconic stretches of coast. Gari, formerly Fraser Island, was officially renamed in 2021, recognising the Butchulla people as traditional owners. In their language, Gari is the word for paradise, which makes sense considering there's 123 kilometres of sun-bleached beaches, rainforests growing out of dunes, over 300 species of animals, and some of the best land-based tailor fishing you'll find in Oz. Now first up, how do you get to Gari? Before you throw the rods in and hope for the best, you'll need a plan. The most common way is via the Manta Ray barge, which runs all day from Inskip Point, just near Rainbow Beach. It's a quick 10-minute crossing that drops you straight on 75 Mile Beach with direct four-wheel drive access. The sand can be soft from the get-go, so you need to make sure you drop your tire pressures to 16 to 20 PSI. Now we're running the Suzuki Jimny with stock tires, so we've dropped them down to 14 PSI. Now, remember to drive with care on beaches. Slow down for other beach users, including anglers and wildlife. Be mindful of changing conditions and obstacles and obey all road rules, including speeding and seatbelt requirements. If you're towing a boat, you can bring it across on the barge too. There are no concrete ramps on Gari, so a beach-ready trailer, an extended drawbar, and confidence on soft sand are essential. This isn't a spot for beginners. If you've got your own boat and want to ditch the barge queues, you'll need to plan it right. Gari isn't your average island hop. You'll want good weather, solid tides, and a boat that can handle open bay crossings and shallow beach landings. Launch points include Urungan Boat Harbour, the go-to for most crews, Riverheads, which is closer to the south, or Tin Can Bay and Carlo Point if you're heading around Sandy Cape. Once you've made it to Gari, it's time to lock in a base camp. You've got options. You can swag it on the sand, pitch a rooftop tent, secure a fenced campground, or even check into the resort if you're feeling fancy. If you're chasing those ocean views, beach camping zones like Eli Creek, where we are right now, and up near Sandy Cape are hard to beat, but they're not for the unprepared. No fences, no facilities, and no water. Bring everything you need and then some more. For a more family-friendly setup, fenced campgrounds like Central Station, Waddy Point, and Dumbara offer dingo safe sleeping with the bonus of toilets and showers. After something off the beaten track, walk-in wilderness campsites are dotted along the Great Walk Trail, but you'll be hauling in all your own gear. Proper bush camping vibes. Whatever you pick, make sure you book in advance. It's mandatory year-round and spots go quick. You'll also need camping and vehicle access permits before rolling in. Now, we've done plenty of Gari missions and a smooth trip comes down to packing the right gear. This is soft sand country and there's no servo around the corner. With limited facilities, you've got to be semi-self-sufficient. Here's what we reckon you'll need to keep things comfy, safe, and boring to dingoes. For shelter, we're running a heavy-duty ground tent and pegging it down well. Inside is a self-inflating mattress and bedding that's warm but compact. And finally, we've got a gazebo for a bit of shade, which also doubles as rain cover or a break from the midday sun. For the kitchen kit, we're rolling with a butane burner. Fires are banned in heaps of areas, so you'll need something portable. We've got a fold-out table, a couple of awesome park-at camp chairs. The food is locked away in sealed tubs and snap-lock containers to keep the moisture and the dingoes out. Our lockable eskies are loaded with ice, but a fridge setup in your four-wheel drive would be a better option. Now, let's talk four-wheel drive gear. You'll want a tire deflator and an air compressor because on soft sand, you'll need to drop pressures. We've packed recovery boards, a shovel, and a full recovery kit with a snatch strap, soft shackles, and the car has a rated recovery point. We've also got a toolkit with a few spares just in case something rattles loose. Water and hygiene. This is not a place to cut corners. We're packing at least 5 litres of water per person per day, plus a jerry can with a tap to make life easier around camp. If nature calls, you'll find toilet facilities on Gari, but a portable toilet also works. If neither are in sight and you really have to go, grab a shovel and dig a knee-deep hole 50 metres away from any water source. Now, the official advice for taking a bush poo on Gari is that you should never go alone in case dingoes are around. So we've developed a couple of techniques that involve the buddy system. Number one, and we like to call this the grip and grin, a personal favourite. Number two is called I've got your back, and this can be a little bit messy, so this is for advanced users only. Once you're done, bury all your waste, including used toilet paper. Now let's talk rubbish. All waste gets bagged and stored properly, so nothing attracts unwanted attention. Dingoes have an unreal sense of smell, and they'll rip through tents or gear bags to get to anything that vaguely smells like food or toiletries. As an extra precaution, we like to store all our rubbish and anything with a scent in the car at night. And finally, safety gear. The first aid kit is loaded. We've got lots of headlamps and lanterns with spare batteries. Now, mobile reception is patchy at best, so a handheld UHF radio or sat phone is handy, but not essential. Now, what makes Gari even more special is that it's loaded with one of Australia's most epic native species, the dingo. If you're spending any decent time on the island, chances are you'll come face to face with one. Now, we're no expert on dingoes, so we're bringing in someone that knows them better than anyone. He also knows this island like the back of his hand, Ranger Dan.
My name's Dan Novak. I'm a Queensland Parks and Wildlife Ranger on Gari. Gari is a World Heritage Area. It's 123 kilometres long. We have close to 500,000 visitors a year. So it's that education of people is a huge part of our job and everyone's responsibility. So fish, especially for the packs of dingo here on the beach, it's a completely natural part of their diet. So we want them to have it. We just don't want them getting it directly from people and then going, people are that source of food for me. So we ask that people bury it somewhere below the low tide mark at about 50 centimetres deep. Just cover it up, and preferably not with the dingo sitting there watching you while you're doing it. And they can come through on their patrol later on in the day and they'll dig that up and eat what they need to eat, and then off they go hunting for another feed.
We've all seen that classic sort of beach bucket bait stash. Why is that a problem on Gari?
I guess people, they fish on a normal beach. I think that the same rules apply there. You've got a predator here, a very clever one in the dingo. If people are just leaving their bait sitting on the beach or leaving their catch unattended, and they'll take that opportunity to whiz down, grab that, or steal your bait, which then you don't have any bait, but also they learn that behaviour and become more determined in that, and I guess more of a nuisance for other fishermen as well. Having your bait secure either on a shoulder bag or in a bucket with a lid, hopefully back up on the back of your vehicle, and not leaving stuff out like you would in some other fishing areas. We need people just being aware that these guys are everywhere on the island, and that if they follow that dingo safe behaviour, they're very unlikely to have a problem. These are elite athletes. Yeah. They're not like your fat Labrador that sits in your backyard. These guys can run at 40 kilometres an hour. They'll travel from one end of the island right down to the other, and we know that from our satellite tracking collars. The most that I've ever tracked a dingo travelling in one night is 70 kilometres. Oh, they're amazing, yeah. I want someone to be able to come here in 100 years and enjoy what people can experience today, where they have that positive experience with dingoes in the wild. I would hate for it ever to get to the point where the only way we can see dingoes is a fleeting glance in the desert or in a zoo. They're very different animals. Long after I've stopped working here, long after many generations, I still want people to have that experience exactly like we have today, and it to be a positive one.
Now that you're all set up, here are our favourite spots to check out on the island. Number one, swim at Lake Mackenzie. Trade the salt for the purest fresh water you've ever dipped a toe in. Lake Mackenzie is rain-fed, crystal clear, and surrounded by silica sand. Number two, float down Eli Creek. You can BYO inflatable and let the current do the rest of the work. This freshwater stream is a top spot to cool off too. Number three, check out the Mahino shipwreck, an old World War I hospital ship turned rusted icon. Number four, explore Lake Wabi and Hammerstone Sandblow. This is where you can see a deep green freshwater lake right next to a sand dune. Now let's talk fishing. Land-based, Gari delivers year-round with whiting, flatties, brim and dart. In winter, like it is right now, Gari is famous for massive tailor. The best way to catch them is casting metal slugs, small stick baits or soft plastics. They're also keen on a stinky old pilchard too. Early mornings and late arvos are prime time. And don't forget to read the beach. Look for deep gutters and foaming edges. That is where the action usually happens. So that's it for our ultimate guide to Gari. You could seriously spend a lifetime exploring this epic playground in your boat or four-wheel drive. Every time we come here, we seem to discover something new, and this certainly won't be the last trip.